Are you ready to decorate something more traditional Valentine's Day decor? We did the green cottage vignette that was very subtle, romantic but subtle. And this time I want to do something that my grandbabies will enjoy. It's going to involve candy. All right, now this is what I put up for the month of January, and things just always get added. I don't know how that happens. Yes, I do. It happens because I'm collecting over time, and I'm just adding little bits and pieces here and there. And so when I'm getting ready to do a whole fresh new look, I need to clear everything else off and start from scratch. That red feed sack fabric, not feed sack, grain sack? Ticking, it's ticking, red ticking has been on there. I had it for Christmas, and I was happy enough with it to leave it through July because I knew that in February it would look really great with my Valentine things. Okay, now I apologize for the ring light reflection in the mirror. This will occur to me in just a little while, and I will correct that, and we won't be having that problem. And I also, over there on the right, that lampshade is twisted a little bit, and that's going to drive me nuts till I notice it. But I will notice it, and I do fix it. But in the meantime, I'm going to just take down all the really pretty, calm wood tones with a little green. I've been really enjoying wood and natural tones with greenery. That's a very calming set of elements to put together, and I do enjoy that. But I'm not just a white, neutral, and gray person. I really like color. I like patterns, and my eye feasts on details. I get a lot of mileage out of looking at really interesting layers and pieces, especially the vintage pieces that I have found. But I went ahead. I'm having to scoot something over. Well, don't you all just wish you could see everything that's not in the frame? Well, I'm not going to let you see everything because it's usually pretty chaotic, and that would distract from the task at hand. I will tell you that I have had those lamps on my buffet for, oh goodness, at least 15 years, maybe 20. When I found them, they had terrible shades. They were white. They were dirty, dusty, terrible things. And I looked up, and I could tell that it was Chinese embossing, engraving, relief. I don't know what the name for that is, but I could tell that that's what style it was. So I looked up images online until I came across the vintage style Asian lamps that were red with the black glaze over it, and I decided that was exactly what I needed to do to mine, so I did, and I found some new shades, and those are just my buffet lamps, and I've just had them there all this time, and I just don't change them off. They're one of those pieces that are like anchor pieces. Okay, now I'm gathering up all the little bits of broken greenery and whatever other candy was in that dough bowl. And grandbabies have sneaked over there and put their little tiny hands up in that dough bowl, even though I say, don't get any more today, okay? And they'll say, sure. Okay, now the big monogram initials that are a wood cutout, that's really close to Ben and Marla Cain, but it's actually my friend that Brenda. She has the same last name, starting letter, and it was similar enough. I bought something else, and she said, please just take this in the bundle with it. And I said, well, I can, and it's really close. Ben and Carla Cain, I guess is what it stands for. I do have a wooden monogram like that. But mine has an M on the right. Anyway, I'm just using it because I think it's kind of a hoot that I'm using my friend's. That's her initials and not mine. But it's really close. Okay, can you see I'm putting a rustic heart basket? And then that wine bottle, or is it rum? Not sure. It was covered with twine and the old vintage tin or metal plate, and the beautiful McCoy type lady. She's not McCoy, she's not Hall either, but she's something. I forgot what she is. I'm putting some little flowers. Now you'll notice that I'm gonna go more red and pink traditional Valentine's kind of stuff going on here. I will feature more traditional things in this space just because it matches the candy. Is that a good reason? Well, that's my reason. And because, you know, I wanted a little bit more traditional to match up with my vintage Valentine cards, the little bitty printouts that I did. At the end of the video, I will include the images that I used for printing out and cutting out and doing some of the little accents that I have done. That's a glass bottle with some wooden hearts that have had little pieces of hymn books decoupaged. And you'll also see that that's a little bitty glass of little cupcake picks or hors d'oeuvre picks that have hearts. And I've set it down into a little cupcake or dessert cup. Super cute. This stem was from, do you remember that I got that stem from Walmart? And I started to put it in my lit branches floral arrangement, and it just wasn't doing it. It was distracting, and I decided I would save it for something else. So here we go. I'm using it there. And I do have a vintage Valentine that I am putting in the basket of my ceramic lady. Oh, she's pretty, and I love the doily there. You know, Valentine is a romantic holiday. It brings to mind all the lace and flowers. Oh, those are the two round bottle stoppers that are up there for absolutely no good reason except to look at. They don't really go with anything, except I just like them. And I'm looking in the viewfinder to see what I think of it in the camera lens. Okay, now that was a pretty good find from the Dollar Tree. It was MDF wood, and it was just a natural raw looking wood, not truly solid wood, but I went over it with a wash of some ballet pink chalk paint, and I liked it a lot. Oh, those big monogram initials started out red, and I did use them at Christmas on my front porch, and then I did a chalk paint wash over those just because the red was just really screaming loudly. It was not subtle at all. And I'm willing to be pretty bright, but I wanted it to be a little less bold up there. And it had some scratches and things too that kind of needed some help. All right. I have framed printouts, black and white printouts of my grandchildren. The frame on the left are my twin grandsons, who are 4. The big frame on the right are my second daughter's 3 children, 2 girls and a baby boy. And the little bitty picture in the middle is the ultrasound of Olivia's baby, due in April, end of April, 1st of May. I put that cookie tin with the cute little girl, put it over there by that lamp on the right. And I got these little clear glass sealable jars. I was looking for something that would seal, and those came from the Dollar Tree. And I'm gonna put conversation hearts in one of them. Ben absolutely opened one of the bags of conversation hearts. I knew it would take 2 bags to fill that jar. So one I already had open with the help of my hubby. And then the other jar has the flavored heart-shaped marshmallows. And there were so many of those that I had extra, left in my bag after I put as many as I could in that jar. So I ended up rolling that bag, the top of it down, and storing it in that tall tin, the cookie tin over there by the lamp. There was some other extra candy that you'll see in a minute that I added in there. Okay, so conversation hearts, strawberry flavored marshmallows, heart-shaped, and some of the soft peppermint that are actually Christmas candy, but they're red and white. So, I had a bunch. I bought a big tub of those at Christmas and I had some left. So that was a good thing to put there. The heart-shaped stone bowl has just wooden hearts in it right now. All right, there's a cloche that my brother-in-law and sister-in-law gave to me. There was a large one and a smaller one. And I have little vintage Valentines. And they are put together on a little stick with wooden spools. You're going to see close-ups of all this in just a minute. But right now, I'm still just building all the pieces and deciding where I want to put the things. I did practice a little bit before I started filming myself putting it together because, I had to have a plan. That little thing came from Dollar General. We got a good mix here of vintage and Dollar Tree, Dollar General. Oh, that's a vintage little doily that has red thread crocheted around the edge. So pretty. You'll see a better close-up of it. Oh, the little bitty picture in the very middle is something with cherubs on it that I found that with the matted and framed little postage stamp. I found it just like it is for something like $1.99. It was really cheap. Okay, the round candy boxes, I put scrapbook paper. Actually, this paper was some of my dollhouse wallpaper that I had left over. But you could get scrapbook paper to put over the fronts of them because I didn't like the way the labels looked. I just went to Dollar General and bought a $3 box and a $1.50 box of chocolates. And I didn't expect the candy to be worth a flip, but it was. Look how sweet my little cowboys are. That's Dean and Ridge. And that's what they dressed up like to go to the fall festival at our church. And in September, when Aaron Gage was born, Mallory dressed her babies in matching pajamas, and my sister-in-law came over and took beautiful pictures of them, and that was my favorite picture that was taken that day. And here's our little baby, Isaac Cade, who's coming to see us soon, and this was the ultrasound of him with his legs stretched all the way out. That cracks me up. There's the little stamp, 32 cents, love, with the cherub, and I want you to look. The little stamp and the figure on the frame are the same cherub. I really think that tin is so cute with that girl back there. But you can see marshmallows, peppermints, and conversation hearts. Those came from the Dollar Tree. There are four stems of those for $1.25 each. And I've never seen the lavender with the white mixed in. I really liked that. I thought that was a good, pretty thing. And I could never find the exact place I wanted to use the little cherub embroidered napkin. So it may end up in a different arrangement, but for now it was near my buffet. That's the little figure that's the postman. It's made in the Hummel style. It isn't Hummel. But I liked that I have ornate and cherub frames all gathered together with my grandbabies in it. And there's a closer view of the pink washed love. And I did tie some decorative ribbon around the wood spools. There's a little bitty bobbin spool and a little bitty wrapped up yarn thing, and I just used little wooden sticks, hot glued the vintage reproduction card and stuck it down in the holes of the spools. And that is doll wallpaper, dollhouse wallpaper, Marla. A couple of different shades of that. There's the big initials that are not my actual initials, but they're pretty close. So, you know, what other crazy person does that besides me? Just me, I bet. I really can't wait to see what my grandchildren say about all this. Now the boys, they'll just be interested in the candy, but the girls will actually be kind of fascinated with all the little pretties and the details and all that. Okay, there's the little fancy candy cupcake treat cup, and little bitty hors d'oeuvre picks that are shaped. There are pink, red, and gold ones in there, and just a little, probably a $1 bunch of pink flowers. And I love that willow basket. I love the little wild grapevine twigs that are out of it. And I did try to balance the dark rustic basket with the dark bottle with the basket weave around that bottle. I thought that was a good balance. There's a lot to see. Maximalist alert. If you can't take a lot, you're probably going to have to just avert your eyes. But if you do like a lot of details, then this is the vignette for you. I love to mix things up. I've had that Duncan Fife buffet and the china cabinet that goes with it. I still have it as well. Had it since 1990. One of the first pieces of furniture we ever bought when we first got married. And it was vintage furniture, wouldn't you know? This little wall backs up to my kitchen, and it's actually an open space. My stove is right behind that, back to back with that, but I put the buffet mirror there to make it less visible. I did add suckers to that bowl of hearts. I really like the way those clear glass jars are looking. Pretty cute. And my fancy lady with her basket. And the Valentine in there too. Thank you so much for watching. This was a lot of details. This was a lot of stuff. Let me know in the comments if you like a lot of things or just a few things. And if you want to see something less intense, look at the video just before this one. Here are the vintage Valentines that you can take a screenshot and print them out yourselves.